Alright, Lynn here with another video, and today I will be doing more of a part 1, but just a overview of what my server is currently, since I am in the process of updating it. As you would have seen in the last video, I showed some new hardware I got in, and I'll briefly show that hardware again, but if you want to see more in detail and show you the pricing and everything of that, I covered that in the last video, and I will probably cover it again in the video of me actually updating the server. But this video is just about my server as it is now, what I'm using as an operating system, what drives I have, just its current performance. So I'm going to go ahead and go over that right now, and so this is going to be a shorter video, and then you can look forward to the update video for it, and with me installing new hardware and then benchmarking it. So we'll go ahead and check that out now. This is a Rosewell case. I do not have the product information on it, but I will have a link in the description. It's a very nice server. It comes with 2 drive cages, 3 hard drives in each one. It has 3 5¼ inch drives. You have the power, 2 USB, and a reset switch. You have 2 LAN activity LEDs, and then a power and hard drive LEDs. You have 2 front mounted 120mm fans. This protector plate also has a kind of a mesh built in that serves as dust protection. But as for the hard drives, you can't really see them, but these are refurbished. I do not necessarily recommend refurbished drives, but that's what I'm using. I only have 2 of them. I plan to get different drives and more of them, but for now, just trying to get it working and get stuff how I like it. I'm just using 2 3TB HGST UltraStar refurbished drives, and I'll put the link to those in the description, and very good price for what they are. I got these at $60 a piece for 3 TB, so very good, and they only had about averaged between them about 18,000 hours or less than that, so it wasn't that bad. Now this is a MSI Z87M G43. This has a i3 4130 in it, and 16 gigs of Corsair Dominator RAM. No graphics cards, because this is the server and it runs off of just a primary VGA port. This is a Kingwin or something power supply. It's, as it says, rated at platinum efficiency, and the fan doesn't ever really come on. So that is that for the server in terms of components. And there is a lower version of this server case that doesn't come with these fans, but I'm glad I got them, because I'm about to show you the new hardware just briefly, and then talk about what I actually have for software and what I use it for and will plan to use it for. But the monitor I just have down here, and that is the switch it plugs in, and the mouse and keyboard's down there as well. But you really don't use, since I do have Unraid running, if anybody wants a video on Unraid or how it works or anything like that, just go ahead and leave it down in the comments, and I'll see what I can do in the next video. But anyway, this is the new hardware I have for the server. These are 2 Xeon E5645 6-core 12-thread CPUs, 24 gigs of RAM. I got 32, but this only supports 24. If you're running 4 gig DIMMs, that is. But if you have 8 or 16 gig DIMMs, you can go much higher than that. This does have two 8-pin power connectors for CPU, so you will need an adapter. I'll link that in the description as well. But this is mainly not about the upcoming server build, so I'm just going to leave this alone. So now I will talk about what I use the server for and plan to use it for in the future. Alright, now to, well, talk about the software and what I use it for. Software-wise, I don't really use a lot at the moment, but that will vastly change once I get the new hardware in there. I do have currently running a Plex media server and one Windows 10 VM just over remote desktop that I use to log into it. Now, one of the special things about Unraid is you can actually include and directly allocate a graphics card to a VM. So if you have a GTX 1080 or any other graphics card, you can actually go in and give that VM that graphics card. So then you can plug into it and it's basically another machine. And most other operating systems and other VM solutions does not allow that, at least at the level that Unraid does, and you can actually game on it. So if y'all might want some a demonstration of that, I might be doing that in the future, since I do have a Steam machine and I do not currently want to run my main machine all the time and have it running. So I might create a VM just to run and play games off of. It's going to be interesting of what I come up for software wise, but I do know I will be installing uncloud or nextcloud. I do not know which one. They're basically the same thing. It's just nextcloud's kind of the newest version, but I do not know if Unraid has nextcloud available. I'll have to find it for plugins wise, and but I also use this for file storing. And I have the 2 disks in a parity array, so just RAID 1 basically. But I do intend, as I said previously, to get more drives, and I'll hopefully be getting around 5. I'd like to have more, but just 5 for like a RAID 6 or so. But Unraid's RAID system is kind of a little bit different. I'm not going to really get into detail of that a lot, but kind of just to make it a little bit easier to understand is it's not RAID in a sense of like a RAID card or something like that. It's all the data is stored on one disk and you fill it up individually, but it is still redundant. So there's pros and cons to it. As it is, I honestly don't really need the extra speed. I would like it, but don't need it. And I do like that if one drive fails and then you lose another drive and say the array gets messed up or something like that, the data is actually stored on the disks individually. So if you lose all your data on some disk, you're not going to lose it on all. So it's kind of protection in that way, but then it has its pros and cons, as I said, but I won't get into that in this video. But I use it as a file server as well, and I'd also like to start moving games and stuff onto the server. Games that necessarily don't need a lot of hard drive speed to be effective, since I do plan to actually put 10 gigabit into this server and run SFP plus cables and everything, which videos will be coming on that. Also, the network upgrade will be coming, and I will be installing a bunch of Ethernet all over the house and doing network management as well. So a lot of new stuff coming. So that's pretty much it for the server. There will be a lot more coming in more videos, so please subscribe, and so you'll be able to catch up on new content and a lot of new stuff coming. And if you have any questions or want to see stuff in a future video, you can leave that down in the description and I'll try to get to it. And if it's a question I can just answer, I can go ahead and answer it in the comments. I'm very active in the comments below, so if you have a question, I'll more than likely answer it. But if you like this video, go ahead and slap a like on the video. It not only helps me out, but it also helps bring the video up in rankings with the new YouTube algorithm, so it will help more people find the video, which can lead to helping more people out if this is helpful and y'all like this stuff. But thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.